Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Ash and Rima from Mass Effect Odyssey, and today we're going to do a very brief video regarding whether the M40 model Mako, which is the one in the new Mass Effect Andromeda trailer, actually predicts how far in the future Mass Effect Andromeda actually is. Mm-hmm. But before we do that, we need to preface a little things here. Firstly, we apologise for sounding extremely tired.
Yeah.
Rima's brain is frazzled because of her final exam she took on Thursday. And my brain's dead because I'm hungover.
We apologise.
Yeah. So that was on Friday as well. So we're recording this on Sunday night, so it's 2 days later and I'm still suffering. Not very badly, but it's enough to be annoying. So we apologise in advance, but we did want to record something tonight.
Yes.
So it gives me an even 5 things to edit, and then we can start getting some stuff out on a regular basis again after everything that's happened. So apologies for the tiredness. Anyway, I'm going to hand over. Yeah, this is my hangover coming in. But I'm going to hand over to Rima because this is kind of her theory-ish kind of thing.
Well, it
kind of came from the comments initially, didn't it?
Yeah, so we're going to credit the person who commented the videos. That's Jenks Anro, and he commented in one of our videos talking about he thinks that it's quite ambiguous. That the long after means that it could be like 10 years, it could be 200 years. And we'll probably put the comment on for you so you can have a look. But a main idea was he kind of did point out in his comment that the Mako that they show in the trailer is the M40. Mass Effect 1 to 3 had the Mako M35, and he also pointed out that in the first Contact Wars, the M29 Grizzly Mako was basically the vehicle that was used in that time. So from that, he kind of predicted that it's not really been that much time between Mass Effect 3 and whatever this new timeline saying Mass Effect Andromeda. So it's basically just to see if we could work out a timescale going by how this worked out. So he didn't give us any more further information, so we had to do a little bit of research. So first thing we did was we worked out the dates. So the first Contact Wars, we had done all the timeline anyway, so it's all written down for us. So first Contact Wars between the Turians and humans was in 2157, and that's when the M29 Grizzly, which is an older model of the Mako, was used, and it was also nicknamed the Mako and the Grizzly, so it kind of insinuates that it was just an earlier model of the Mako. And the Mass Effect trilogy starts off in 2183 in the events of Mass Effect 1, and that's when we assume Mass Effect's Mako M35 was designed, because you don't really... It could possibly be made before that, but it's definitely evident in Mass Effect 1, so we're going to say the oldest time it could have been made was 2183, when Mass Effect 1 happens.
Yes.
So they definitely had it then, so it had to be in that year. So that's the latest time scale. So between that's a 26-year gap, and including the M29 and the M35, that is at least 7 models that they've made. So if we're predicting that they made the models quite evenly throughout the years, that's approximately about 4 models per, 1 model per 4 years. So between Mass Effect 3 and the M35 and the Mass Effect Andromeda's M40, that's probably going to be another 5 years. And if we're saying that there is another scale of models coming between that, so that's 5 models, and I know I sound like gibberish because my mind just went blah there. So I'll say that again. So between M35 and M40, that's definitely 5 models, and we're seeing 1 model per 4 years. So we're saying it probably, if they're doing it evenly, that's a 20-year gap between the M35 and the M40. So that is again just an ideal. So this is very much based on the fact that the Mass Effect Makos are made at a very strict timeline. They're made every 4 years, which is really unlikely. We're also saying that there is actually just 1 model every 4 years. Now, we thought when we were talking about this earlier that during a time of war, we don't know how many models would be made, whether production would stop, whether production would actually rev up. So maybe during the events of Mass Effect 1 to 3, there were actually more models made during the Reaper War. We also think that maybe after Mass Effect 3, there could have been kind of a halt in technology just because of the events of the Reapers destroying everything. We don't know how long it took to rebuild. Depending on your ending, you may have had complete destruction, so there may have actually been nothing. And for civilization to rebuild itself and actually have the facilities to start making land vehicles, again, might have actually taken a little bit longer, but if you had things like the Reapers helping you out, it might have taken a little bit less time. So 20 years is basically the benchmark that we think is like the ideal. And by this theory, we're basically saying that 20 years is the minimum amount of years we think it's going to be in the future, right?
Yeah.
So 20 years and up. We don't think it's going to be before 20 years.
Yeah, this is it. This is what we were saying before Friday. And Thursday. Which was...
Before our minds were all like...
before we lost our sanity and minds. But 20 years is very much the bare minimum that we can calculate. Yeah. But it could be between 20 and 2000. So
it could be.
There's so many variables that we obviously may not know.
We also don't know. From the trailer, you do see an M40 Mako.
Yes.
We don't know if this is a brand new M40 Mako. It might.
Knockoff.
It could be a knockoff.
Yeah.
It also could be if they had gone into deep space, it might have been what they were given.
Yeah.
When they first left, and then they've had this Mako for probably 100 years traveling between the two galaxies, so we don't really know. Mm-hmm. But we're saying between the M35 being built in 2183 and the M40 being built, there's been a 20-year gap.
Yeah.
So.
And also as well, I'm going to probably butcher the amount of light years away it is, but isn't the Andromeda galaxy in real life like, what is it, 1.25 billion light years away or something like that?
I have no idea.
So
I can find out for you. But yeah, it's a long way away. So if we're imagining that it's...
And if they're going from Earth to the Andromeda galaxy to explore it, then my God. So, yeah. I mean, 20 years is nice, but it will take you a lot longer than 20 years to get there, by the sounds of it. So.
But we thought it was interesting because they did put the M40 on there for a reason. So they wanted you to know it was definitely a Mako. They wanted you to know that it's definitely the same, like, familial. It's from that same, like, family of vehicles. So it's not a completely brand new vehicle. It's all got a different name. It's still the Mako. So, yeah, it's 2.5 million light years
2.5
from Earth.
Yeah.
So, that's from Earth, by the way. So I don't know how much it is from the edge of the Milky Way. But yeah, so we're saying that they wanted to put that number out there. They wanted to put the M40 in that trailer. So we just thought it would be quite interesting. And it was interesting that this commenter kind of put up the point that maybe it's not as far into the future. It does kind of date the technology, though, I think. Because I don't think they would use the insignia of M40 if it was 100 years down the line and they were making it 100 years down the line. I think the technology was made fairly close to when the M35 is made, because the technology doesn't look that far advanced, though there is things in the trailer that do look much more advanced in the future. Yeah. So that's interesting, I guess. And we never actually checked to see if we could see other insignias, like on the pistol. We could have had a look. I don't know whether they ever show the pistol in any detail for us to actually see what kind of number it was. But looking at that kind of thing, we could probably date the pistol as well. But that's kind of the theory for this. So ideally 20 years minimum into the future.
Yes.
Which I don't think is too unreasonable for the technology we saw.
Yeah.
Considering that between 1960 and 2183 we saw that much of a jump in technology.
Yeah.
So 20 years is not that much if you think about it.
The only thing for me that's just holding this whole theory so I don't basically fully throw myself behind it kind of thing, is the fact that the distance between Earth and the Andromeda galaxy, if they have gone from Earth to the Andromeda galaxy, then this theory is completely void by that point.
Yeah, no. I think that
if they're not gone from Earth, they come from somewhere else, which we don't know because that part of the story has not been announced. So if they haven't gone from Earth or the edge of our local system, then maybe there is some validity to it, but we don't know.
I think the most likely thing is that this technology that they are given was given to them when they left the Milky Way, and it's kind of been with them. So maybe it's taken 20 years to figure out how to get across.
Yeah.
I don't know, but also we aren't ruling out facts that maybe there's some technology out there that allows us to do a jump between the galaxies at a far faster time than it would be just crossing it through deep space. So. That's us. That's our theory, and thanks to Jenks Anro for kind of bring it up, and we apologise for sounding so distraught and tired.
We're hoping after a good sleep tonight and recuperating tomorrow morning and afternoon, we'll
more
be back
stuff coming out anyway.
recording tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm certainly hoping so. I can't keep taking painkillers every day. So
anyway.
Yes, thank you very much for watching, and as always, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all things Mass Effect, and help the channel to grow by sharing the video on any kind of social media you can think of as well. But in the meantime, thank you very much, and we'll see you again very, very soon.